You are scrolling through your feed late at night. A video of a hyper-realistic AI avatar suddenly appears. You might think you were just creeped out by the new technology, but the real answer is far stranger. Your brain is reacting to an ancient and invisible threat. Why does a perfectly smooth, artificial face fill you with absolute dread? You assume your discomfort is just a modern reaction. You believe your mind simply prefers real human connection. The reality is that your biological hardware is executing a complex defensive program designed by evolution millennia ago. Robotics professor Masahiro Mori successfully mapped out how you respond to these artificial beings. What happens when a machine looks just a little too human? He discovered you feel affection for simple robots. You smile at clunky metal boxes with glowing lights. But as the robot becomes increasingly realistic and mimics human skin, your empathy violently plunges into sudden revulsion. Mori called this psychological plunge the uncanny valley. How does your mind instantly know a soul is missing? It begins in a specialized region of your brain known as the fusiform face area. Neuroscientist Nancy Canwisher discovered your brain has a dedicated hyper-fast processor exclusively built for analyzing human faces. It naturally processes millions of micro-expressions in a fraction of a second. What is this biological facial recognition software actually scanning for? Think about how you perceive a healthy human face. Your brain tracks tiny rhythmic pulses of blood beneath the skin. It expects the microscopic tightening of muscles around the eyes when someone smiles. When an AI avatar smiles without those biological micro-tremors, it violates the deepest laws of nature your brain understands. Why does a perfectly smooth digital smile feel like a threat? To understand this, you must look backward into history. You are the direct descendant of highly observant ancestors. They had to instantly recognize when a member of their tribe was severely ill or already dead from a contagious virus. A complete lack of subtle eye movement was an urgent biological warning. Why is this prehistoric disease avoidance triggering on a screen? Your body simply does not know the physical difference. It reacts exactly as it would to immediate biological danger. Researcher Carl McDorman found that looking at highly realistic androids triggers the exact same neurological fear of death and disease. The machine possesses the physical texture of a living human, but completely lacks the true markers of life. How can your brain process something that is simultaneously alive and dead? There is another deeply unsettling theory about this phenomenon. It suggests your ancestors faced a completely different danger. They had to quickly identify predators who looked exactly like them, but entirely lacked genuine human empathy. If an early human encountered a psychopath with cold eyes, ignoring that signal meant instant death. What if the monsters of the past looked exactly like you? Your brain absolutely hates dealing with severe cognitive dissonance. It wants the physical world to fit into neat categories. When an artificial being occupies the strange space between a living human and a lifeless object, your neural networks short-circuit in confusion. Your mind cannot decide whether it should attempt to communicate or immediately run away. How long can your nervous system sustain this level of digital confusion? Today, you do not encounter unburied corpses in the wild. You encounter incredibly sophisticated AI avatars on your timeline. You watch artificial influencers speak with voices that perfectly mimic human inflection while staring into the lens with hollow eyes. Your rational mind knows they are merely comprised of digital pixels and code. Are you prepared for a world where every face might be an illusion? Technology is advancing much faster than your biology can adapt. Software engineers are desperately trying to cross this valley. They want to create a synthetic face that bypasses your ancient alarm system and quietly tricks your fusiform face area. If they succeed, your brain will permanently lose the ability to tell the difference between biological truth and synthetic lies. Will you ever trust your own eyes again? You are living on the edge of a precipice. Your ancient brain is fighting a desperate psychological war against modern rendering engines. It wants to keep you safe from the cold and lifeless things that are pretending to be completely real. You must listen closely to the deep ancestral shiver before it disappears entirely. You are scrolling through your feed late at night,